It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the heart of Texas and the spectacular AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
We are ready, and so is Brandon Aubrey to kick this one off. And off we go from spectacular AT&T Stadium. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
That one complete to Brian Robinson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Gets a quick throw over to Samuel. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing again, Daniels. Finding the veteran tight end, Zach Ertz. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Daniels going to keep it on the zone read. A dive for the end zone, but he loses the football. The Cowboys have it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice, is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like, because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, here's the rookie who played in-state at Austin. And the defense thinking they have the safety here, but the spot is just outside the goal line. Good play, but no 2 points. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Pistol now for Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Here's a handoff to Williams. And he's going to get that 1st down. Tackle made up at the 13.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the 1st down.
They'll run. He'll try the left side now, and he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
A sack certainly isn't ideal in this situation, but I think this quarterback considers himself lucky he at least prevented the safety. This defense is in attack mode. They know they're one big play away from taking a 2-0 lead.
On 4th down, the veteran Brian Anger on to punt for Dallas, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Commanders' offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll go again with Robinson. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big third down pickup for a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll run with Robinson. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Daniels now on first down. A pass complete to Noah Brown.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the give, it's Robinson. And he's in! Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Commanders.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Commanders will take a 7-0 lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Cavante Turpin on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Cowboys offense ready to take over for their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And they'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass, unmask the defense, and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
That's complete left side to Pickens. They face 2nd down and 7. On play action, here's Dak. He's going to tuck it and go. Dak wisely hits the deck at the end, but he slides after picking up the first down. So after 1, It's the Commanders with the early lead. We're back to Arlington in a moment. Dak going to throw it here on first down. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Prescott. He's got a man. It's CeeDee Lamb. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
To the outside, looked in by Lamb. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. Second time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. A dive, and he's in! Touchdown, Dallas.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. A return now from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. second down and 3. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He gets it to Samuel, left side. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll come up on a second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's 3rd and 2. Third and 2. Here's Daniels. He's got a man. It's McLaurin. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical 3rd down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. That's complete. John Bates, the tight end.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. A run here with the veteran. It's Austin Eckler. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. It gets them down to the 6. They'll run with Robinson. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. Second and goal. The motion man here is McLaurin. One more time, it's Robinson. And he will dive into the end zone. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Now Gay for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, here's Turpin. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense headed back to take over once more. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got the open man. That's Jalen Tolbert.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Short throw caught by Ferguson. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to...
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down. Two minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back to Arlington at AT&T Stadium after this. Here's Brian Anger now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to hit another good one. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Commanders' offense getting set to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Throwing is Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
3rd and short, and it's Daniels. Open man, left side. He's got it. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. 1st down, Washington.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points. But either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And that will lead to a 2nd down. To the air again is Daniels. Taking off. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. Now a 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He'll try to run for it.
3rd and short. You think this ball's expected to come out quick, but when all the receivers were taken away, he decides to make a break for it. He doesn't get a whole lot, but what he gets is just enough to move the chains.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now Daniels. There he goes again. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their 2nd, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's a 2nd and 9. Daniels now going to look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. To throw is Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Seven seconds, all that remains, till halftime. And the kick is away. On the return, here's Turpin. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So, here at halftime, it's the visitors, the Commanders, who are out on top. As we'll send you over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by. He's got the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. over the middle to his tight end, Ferguson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback, just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
It is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
Third down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback, and even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
A first down throw for Prescott. To the left side, caught by Lamb. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. They'll run it on the inside handoff. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. Here's Prescott. That's to the left side. He's got Ferguson. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
Dak going to throw it here on first down. Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Up the middle they go. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
This defense back up, but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
They'll go with him again. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Cowboys are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Commanders' offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. He finds the veteran Ertz. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
On the option, here's Robinson. And he'll have a Commander's 1st down as the tackle's made at the 35-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. That's caught by Eckler. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. This brought him out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. First and 10. Now Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And the defense right on that. I don't know if keeping would have done any better. No gain on that one.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Pass brought in by Ferguson. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. This is third down. Prescott. And that is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. The motion man here is McLaurin. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
To throw is Daniels on first and 10. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 39, here's a first and 10. They'll throw with Daniels. That's going to be dropped underneath for Robinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
Throwing again, Daniels. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll motion over Samuel. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Slot man in motion left. On 3rd down, it's Robinson. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
So out comes Matt Gay in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now. After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 15. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cowboys offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Pistol now for Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to have that 1st down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Oh, what a throw. Slinging it across his body and complete. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
First down, Prescott. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jalen Tolbert. Touchdown, Dallas. The game-tying touchdown to take the lead with the point after.
Mike, the sideline's going crazy with that late score, but they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this fourth quarter lead.
Now, Aubrey for the extra point. The kick is good. Important one as they take the lead here in the fourth quarter. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Austin Eckler now to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. He'll find his receiver, Chris Moore.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Now 2nd and inches. Throwing is Daniel. He'll get this out to the left flat, and he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Two minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Now they'll set up the screen to Eckler. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Crowd noise rises. Big play here. 3rd and 1. 3rd and a yard. It's Daniels. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2-minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
And that would be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Bland.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. Now the Commanders will use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock stops, 46 seconds to go. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So it's a win for the Cowboys. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. And as a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Cowboys as we say so long from Arlington.